Imagine you're sitting at a stoplight. Next to you pulls up a brand new, gleaming white entry-level Mercedes. The driver is wearing a sweater with a giant designer logo across the chest, and they're holding the latest iPhone. If you're like most people, your brain instantly fires off a subconscious signal. That person is successful. That person is wealthy. But here is the brutal, hidden reality of the American economy. Statistically speaking, that person is likely drowning. They are probably carrying $15,000 in high-interest credit card debt, leasing that car for $800 a month, living completely paycheck to paycheck, and losing sleep over how they're going to pay their property taxes. Meanwhile, the actual millionaire is 2 cars behind them, driving a 7-year-old Honda Accord, wearing a $40 unmarked sweater, completely stress-free, because their money is making money while they sit at that red light. I'm Ram, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology of money and why smart, hard-working people constantly self-sabotage their financial futures. If you're someone who feels like you make a good income but somehow still have nothing left over at the end of the month, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, we need to talk about why you are broke. And I don't mean living on the streets broke. I mean middle class broke. The kind of broke where you make $90,000 or $120,000 a year, yet your net worth is basically zero. Society has sold us a massive lie about what wealth looks like. We've been trained by Instagram, by movies, and by our own neighborhoods to believe that wealth equals consumption. We think being rich means spending money, but wealth isn't the car you bought. Wealth is the money you didn't spend. This brings us to a psychological phenomenon that is absolutely devastating the middle class right now. It's called the Veblen Trap. Let's go back to Economics 101 for just a second. Normally, when the price of something goes up, demand goes down, right? If the price of apples suddenly jumps to $10 an apple, you stop buying apples. But in the late 1800s, an economist named Thorstein Veblen noticed something weird. He identified a category of goods where, as the price goes up, the demand also goes up. Why? Because the high price is the entire point. The high price proves to everyone else that you can afford it. It's called conspicuous consumption. Here's the thing. The middle class is absolutely addicted to Veblen goods. I'm talking about the entry-level luxury cars, the Gucci belts with the massive logo, the $800 designer sneakers. The middle class buys these things because they are desperate to signal to the world, hey, look at me, I'm doing well, I'm not poor. But here's what most people don't realize. The truly wealthy avoid these things like the plague. Let's look at the actual numbers, because the math on this is horrifying. According to Experian automotive data, the most common cars driven by people with a household net worth of over $1 million are Ford, Honda, and Toyota, not BMW, not Range Rover. Toyota. Why? Because the rich understand the math of depreciation and the middle class ignores it in favor of status. Let's say you make $85,000 a year. You decide you deserve a nice car, so you go lease a BMW 3 Series. With money down and a nice trim package, let's call it $750 a month. Over 5 years, you will spend $45,000 just to rent that status symbol. At the end of the 5 years, you own nothing. Now let's look at the millionaire in the 5-year-old used Honda. They bought it for $18,000 in cash. Instead of a $750 car payment, they take that $750 and invest it in an S&P 500 index fund. Let's run the math. $750 a month, invested at an average 8% return over 10 years, becomes about $137,000. Over 20 years, it becomes over $440,000. The middle-class person traded almost $500,000 of future wealth for the temporary ability to look rich to strangers at a gas station. That is the Veblen Trap. You are literally funding the profits of luxury brands with your own retirement money. This is where it gets really interesting. Why do we do this? Are middle-class people just stupid? No. They're highly social creatures responding to evolutionary programming. Think about it like fitness. If someone is truly incredibly strong, they don't need to walk around flexing their biceps all day. Their posture, their build, it just naturally shows. But the guy who just started going to the gym 2 weeks ago, if he buys the tightest shirt possible and constantly flexes in the mirror, he feels the need to loudly signal something he is insecure about. Financial signaling is the exact same thing. The middle class feels financially insecure. They are squeezed by inflation, housing costs, and wage stagnation. So they buy a $1,500 Louis Vuitton bag to scream, "I am okay." The genuinely wealthy don't need to signal that they have money because they know they have money. Their wealth isn't tied up in their closet, it's tied up in brokerage accounts, real estate, and equity. When a billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg wears a plain gray t shirt, he's engaging in stealth wealth. He doesn't need a Gucci logo to tell people he's important. His net worth does the talking. Now you might be thinking, okay, Ram, calm down. I work 50 hours a week. I'm stressed out. Am I not allowed to buy anything nice? Do I have to drive a 1998 Corolla and wear potato sacks just to be rich? Look, I am not telling you to live like a monk. If you know my philosophy, you know I actually want you to spend extravagantly on the things you love, but cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't. If you truly deeply love the engineering of a Porsche 911 and you have saved the cash, and it fits into your broader financial plan, buy the Porsche, enjoy it. But be honest with yourself. Are you buying the entry-level Mercedes because you love German engineering? Or are you buying it because you want your neighbors to see it in your driveway? If you stripped the logo off that designer bag, would you still pay $2,000 for it? If the answer is no, you aren't buying a bag, you are buying a feeling of superiority, and that is an incredibly expensive feeling to maintain. So if the rich aren't buying giant logos and entry-level luxury leases, what are they buying? What is the real flex? Number one, they buy time. The middle class trades their time to buy things. The rich use their money to buy back their time. They hire an accountant, they pay for a house cleaner, they use a meal delivery service, or they buy a home closer to work to cut down their commute. The ultimate status symbol isn't a Rolex. It's waking up on a Tuesday and having complete control over your schedule. Number two, they buy health. The middle class will balk at spending $150 a month on a high-quality gym membership or buying premium organic groceries, but won't blink at a $600 car payment. The rich invest heavily in personal trainers, preventative healthcare, and quality sleep optimization. Because what good is a massive bank account if your body is falling apart at age 50? Number three, they buy income-producing assets. This is the holy grail. The middle class buys liabilities that look like assets, like an overly expensive primary residence or a boat. The rich buy assets that produce cash, rental properties, dividend stocks, small businesses. They buy things that put money into their pockets, whereas the middle class buys things that take money out of their pockets. So how do you break out of this cycle? How do you stop playing a game designed to keep you broke? Here are 3 actionable steps you can take today. Step 1, the 48-hour deprogramming rule. Whenever you are about to make a purchase over $200 that isn't a strict necessity, you must wait 48 hours. During that time, ask yourself one question. If nobody could ever see me use this, wear this, or drive this, would I still buy it? If the answer is no, put your credit card away. You are caught in the trap. Step 2, calculate the real cost in hours. Stop looking at the dollar price and start looking at the time price. If you make $30 an hour after taxes and you want to buy a $900 phone upgrade you don't really need, that's not $900. That is 30 hours of your life. You are trading nearly an entire week of your finite existence on this planet for a slightly better camera. When you translate money back into the time it took to earn it, the Veblen goods lose their appeal instantly. Step 3. Redefine your rich life. You have to sit down, preferably with a pen and paper, and define what a rich life actually looks like to you. Not to your parents, not to your coworkers, to you. Maybe your rich life is taking 2 massive international trips a year. Maybe it's paying off your mortgage by age 40. Maybe it's being able to order whatever you want at a restaurant without looking at the prices. Once you have clarity on what you actually care about, it becomes remarkably easy to ignore the expensive garbage that society tells you to buy. Look, the system is rigged to keep you consuming. Every advertisement, every algorithm, every cultural norm is designed to separate you from your money by attacking your insecurities. The only way to win the game is to stop playing, stop trying to look rich, and start doing the boring, quiet, deeply satisfying work of getting rich. Keep driving the old car. Keep wearing the unbranded clothes. Let your neighbors think what they want. Let them have the flashy driveway while they silently drown in debt. You take that money, you invest it, and you buy your freedom. Because freedom is the one luxury brand that never goes out of style. If this video made you rethink some things, or even if it just made you a little angry, that's good. That means you're paying attention. Hit the subscribe button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and I will see you in the next one. Keep your money right.